Ladies and gentlemen, we got Martin James Smith before us. It's official name, but Martin Smith is the name that we know him with. He's an English vocalist, guitarist, songwriter, and producer. He was the frontman of the Christian rock and worship band Delirious, and when Delirious disbanded in 2009, Mr. Smith became a solo artist, and that's of course how we know him, but also from the group Delirious. First of all, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing to be in Belgium.
Wow.
Fantastic, thank you.
And we have a good weather today, so
it's beautiful.
We're going to have a great time here on the Art of Faith Festival, so we're looking forward to your appearance. You're going to be on the main stage as the last one tonight, so it's still a long time, but you have to do a sound check and everything, so we're going to have a quick interview with you, because it's always that people want to know some background about the people. So first of all, of course, we're going to talk about your music, and then I want to talk about your personal faith, because that's why we're here. It's called the Art of Faith Festival. So how long were you into music already? Is this what you've always wanted to do?
Well, interestingly, I grew up in a family with no music. My dad was a huge cricket fan, and all he wanted was for us boys to play cricket for England, you know, but it didn't happen. So I picked up the guitar at the age of 12, and at that point I just started falling in love with music, and it's a mystery as to why I gravitated towards music, but it's I've never looked back.
And what kind of music were you singing when you were young?
I wrote this love song for a girl I liked at school. And I'm glad that nobody's ever heard it, but that's where it started, you know. That's where it started. And then I grew up in church, and when I was 19, I remember someone praying for me, being filled with the Holy Spirit. And that's when I started to write songs that I would say were more vertical, more sort of worship songs to God.
Wow. And that was already before something dramatically happened in your life in 1995.
Yes, that's right.
So you had an accident. That's what I read about it. So do you want to share something about it?
Yeah, I had a car crash in the middle of the night, and so that was the grace of God that I'm still alive. It was a bad smash. I broke my leg, and so thankfully I survived that. And then it was very shortly after that I gathered all my band friends together, and we said, right, okay, are we going to do this professionally? Are we going to do this full time? Leave our jobs and let's go on the road with this music. And that was the birth of Delirious.
And it was a kind of a calling then for you, because you said, okay, this is God obviously didn't want me to bring me home yet, so he wanted to have you in the band, and that was a very successful band, of course. You have done, if I have to name all the music that you make, it's incredible. I just have a paper here, and I see in Delirious so many songs, so many albums that we made and that we still cherish today. And you sometimes do also songs from that time, because everything that you do now, of course, it has a reflection on what you did before. So the music after Delirious, because it stopped in 2009, not suddenly, because it was already just a little bit that you said, okay, let's go together or let's separate for just a time, and the time became longer, and then we said, okay, kind of stop.
Yeah, I mean, we did a long stint though. You know, we were together 17 years. 17, yeah. 5 families, 16 children. And, you know, it was an amazing time of our lives that we all look back on with wonder, really. But, you know, not everything lasts forever. And, you know, people wanted to pursue different things. And I had it in my heart to do some different things and be at home a little bit more. My kids were growing up. And so, I've made some records on my own since then.
Yeah. And when you look back to the time that you had with Delirious, it's of course a nice time, but would you want to go back if you had a chance, or you'd say, no, I'm happy the way it is, it has done its time? Or
Yeah, that's a good question. It's not really good to go back, is it? But of course, you know, the songs have a place in people's hearts, and so tonight we will do a couple of older songs.
That's what I was going to ask.
And I'm proud of those songs still, and so they still have a place. But you know, for me, it's always been important to keep moving on, keep producing new music, not living in the past.
Yes, that's great. That's also, we got to move on anyway. So, because that is why I wanted to talk about the people that you met probably after that. You worked together with Michael W. Smith, Hillsong, Jesus Culture, Matt Redman, Darlene Check, all the greatest in praise and worship. So, is there anyone left on your bucket list that you want to sing with?
Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Oh,
that would be nice, wouldn't
that
it?
can be arranged. Frederick, we'll call him.
If you can,
so
let's call him up right now.
If he can make it, well.
Yeah, maybe he can sing with us tonight.
Yeah,
that'd be good, wouldn't it? But you know, like,
but you know him personally, or something?
No, I don't. But there are some great people out there that I really admire their music, you know, Maverick City and, you know, this Elevation, all these guys, amazing. I've just recorded a song with Brooke Leisurewood from Hillsong.
Yeah, wow.
And that's going to be coming out soon.
Oh, that's
And I'm sorry about the noise. That's my drummer.
Yeah, that's okay. Great.
Making a big noise.
We love your drummer. It's good to have sound here.
Yeah.
As being in the music industry for so many years, you still have an enormous impact. And what I read about you, I read always positive comments like, you've been doing this for years now, and it looks like you just started over, because it's always the same energy that you have on the stage. What is driving you to it? Is it just the audience, or is it just the performance?
I've never been asked that, but I really love music. It's in my bones. I believe that God is a big music fan. You know, music and art is a secret weapon, you know, in the kingdom of God, isn't it? So the name of this festival is great. The Art of Faith, you know, Festival. If art is not central to culture, everyone gets a bit sad, don't they? And so there's a lot of joy in music. There's a lot of hope in music. And so hopefully tonight we'll be trying to bridge that gap between, you know, the crowd and us, and hoping that together we experience the love of God tonight.
Wow. I'm looking very much forward to your appearance tonight.
Changed by your love, in the presence of your majesty, 'cause you are worthy of it all. You are worthy of it all.
Now, let's talk about the latest album that you made in 2022, released early 2022, Dancing in the Fire. How would you describe this album compared to what you did earlier, like Back to the Start and Ira Long?
Sure, yeah, it did. It definitely had a theme, because we were in lockdown at the time that I wrote that record. So I was just shut at home. Can you hear anything, or is that...
Yeah, the sound is good.
All right. Hang on a minute.
Such a nice guy. Hij legt echt zijn eigen concert stil voor het onze. Oh man.
Shut up! Right. Shut up. Did you get that? Did you get I wasn't telling you to shut up.
No, absolutely. Okay. Please carry on. So talking about
where were we?
Well, I said you released an album early 2022. You were locked down at home. You said, well, you made the album. It's different than the other ones, so this is why maybe.
Yeah, no, it is very different because I remember writing those songs thinking, am I ever going to play live music again? Am I ever going to do things again? You know, you take it for granted, don't you? You can get people together and, you know, experience music. So I think there's a tenderness to it. Especially like songs like Our Eyes Are On You, you know, when you know that it's the story about, you know, the Israelites are going to lose the battle, and then all of a sudden, you know, God shows up. And I think that's the story of our lives, isn't it? Is God showing up, you know? And for me, that's always been the miracle. I'm not the most intellectual or spiritual person, but I've definitely experienced time after time God showing up. and that's enough for me.
Yeah, it got very strong songs in it, and one of the songs has been listened 620,000 times to. That's the song Trouble. It's the most popular song on that album. But to me personally, Our Eyes Are on You.
Yeah.
That's a very sensitive song, and it touched my heart, and so probably will do for everyone. And you sang that together with Ellie Limebear.
Yes.
So tell
Ellie
me about
Limebear is one of my favourite singers. She's from England. And she happens also to be my daughter, so I'm very biased.
Oh, great!
And,
I didn't know that.
I think she should play here next year.
Oh, yeah.
But so yeah, she's great, and she has a great heart and amazing voice. So yeah, we were glad to record that together.
And it's a beautiful song. Well, every song that you sing seems to be successful. This is why you've been going on so many years. You worked together with the greatest on earth. You had done some duets. You had done some music writing. You've done some music playing. So what is it that you want to do for the rest of your life? You want to continue this?
Well, I mean, yes, I would love to think that I could carry on doing these things, and as long as people invite me, and as long as I, can hobble on the stage. But also part of my heart is to encourage that next generation, that sort of Gen Z, to keep making music that's radical, not get stuck, be creative, and help them, with the music, but also on the business side as well, so that they don't get stuck in record deals that are difficult, so that's a bit of my heart that I'm working on.
Wow, very great. And heart, that's also the right word, because the Heart of Worship is your most popular song together with Matt Redman that you sang. I've been speaking for it. It's been listened to 36.5 million times. Did you know that? What makes the song so special?
I didn't know that, no. But I think that's probably more to do with Matt than me. Yeah.
So you really appreciate Matt Redman as well.
Oh, yeah, he's a very good friend, yeah.
That's absolutely great. Yeah. Okay. So now, at the end of this interview, what we want to do is also ask the people, okay, how do you live your faith through everything you do? Yeah. How do you live out the faith? Is God present with you every day, or is it just that you say, no, this is just for the music?
Well, and if your faith is not part of your everyday life, then it's not really a faith, is it? Then it becomes something religious, or something you pick up on a Sunday, or pick up when you're in a time of trouble. But genuine faith is every day waking up saying, I'm not sure I'm going to make it through the day unless you help me, God. And so by the grace of God, like I need you to help me get to the end of the day. Yes. And in all the things that I do, being a husband, being a dad, in business, in music, traveling, all the things that I do, unless I've got him in the middle of everything, I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail really badly. So that is my simple faith in God, that he's a father, he's a great dad, and he's interested in everything I'm doing, and so I want to partner with him.
So it's a very great sentence to end with. Well, we are today in the Art of Faith Festival. Most people here are interested to get to know God and to worship together. But what message would you have for everyone who's listening to your music, who is not yet that far, is maybe interested or so? What can you give to them?
Sure. I mean, music's a great tool to feel emotion and love and hope. And, we have to remember that every note, every melody comes from God. This isn't something that we just create ourselves. This comes from being inspired by him. It's supernatural. Still to this day, I wonder, how am I going to write a song today? And then suddenly, it happens. So if you're out there and you're listening to this and, take some time out, listen to one of these records and still your heart and just say, okay, God, if you're in this, then speak to me, and hopefully that will happen.
Okay. And to end with, what is your favorite song, if you have any?
Of my own songs or any
your own
song?
Songs. Well, I know, Ray. Yeah, maybe you can do both.
Ooh, maybe a song called Obsession would be one of my favorites from the past. And I think maybe Fix You from Coldplay would be one of my
nice
all favorites. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to do something about that Coldplay guitar player.
If you can call him up in a minute, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see if I will still make it.
Yeah.
You can do your sound check meanwhile.
Yeah, he can get the helicopter and he can land over there. He can be with us tonight.
Well, I'll tell him you're here.
Okay,
So,
great.
Okay.
Thank
you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Everyone.
And
Thank you.
wish you a lot of success tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Smith.
Was je bemoedigd door ons programma en wil je ons steunen? Dan kan dat via upmedia.be/steun ons of via deze Payconic QR-code.